What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back out here in the garage. I want to get these new butt connectors hooked up with my new injectors so we can get those crappy, ugly red butt connectors off there that I put on because that was all the hardware store had close to me. So these ones that EFJ sent me, we're going to go ahead and put on, just kind of clean it up a little bit, make sure all the connections are secure, and then get this thing ready to hit the dyno, which actually I have a date for the tune now. So I'm dropping the car off April 28th to Quentin at iRate Racing. It's only about 40 minutes or so from my house. So yeah, April 28th is the day, guys. We're gonna be dropping this thing off down there and see what it does when we get on the dyno. But anyways, for right now, we're gonna go ahead and get these butt connectors on there and get this thing cleaned up a little bit and get our dyno ready. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so the first thing I need to do is get this intake manifold back off of here. So I'm going to go ahead and unhook the nitrous kit, unhook all the sensors, all the vacuum hoses, and then we can get this thing unbolted, pull it off, and then that'll give us much better access to the injector wires. And then yeah, we can swap them out. Shouldn't take long at all, should be really easy. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So alright guys, so now we have access to all these butt connectors that I put on here, and we'll just go ahead and swap them all out. I want to get something to cover up the intake manifold tubes because the last thing we need is to drop something down in there on accident. So we'll go ahead and cover that up and we'll get to work on these guys. Alright you guys, I got these front three done and already you can see they look 100 times better than they did before. You can see that solder melts real nicely on the inside of those butt connectors and really gets a good connection on them wires. So no concerns with you know, none of the wires not being hooked up properly because now I can visually see them. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and move on to the back three, get those knocked out, and then we'll get this thing back together and then we'll fire it up just to make sure everything's good, and then we'll be done. Alright you guys, got them all heat shrunk on there, all the solder's nice and melted, connecting the wires together, and we're looking good. So we're gonna go ahead and put the intake manifold back on and we'll fire it up and make sure she still starts, and then yeah, we'll be done. Alright guys, we got this thing all back together now. Everything's hooked back up, so now I can go ahead and fire it up, make sure it still runs okay, and then we'll be done and be ready to hit the dyno. So yeah, let's hop in this thing and see what we can do. right, guys, she fired right up. This old girl's ready to hit the dyno, so that's exciting stuff. It does sound like I might have one valve, maybe that needs adjusted still. It's got a little bit of chatter in it, but I think it'll be all right for now. Nothing really too much to worry about, but yeah, we are ready, guys. That's pretty much it until April 28th. Like I said, when it hits the dyno, I have nothing else that I want to get done on the car. That was pretty much the last little thing I wanted to get done before it hit the dyno, because I wanted to be 100% sure that there was no injectors that weren't hooked up properly. So now I can be confident in that. And yeah, so now we're just kind of waiting, guys. April 28th is the date. Put it on your calendars. Let's get it. So without any further ado, guys, I appreciate all of you watching as always, and we will see you next time.